What's up, everybody? My name is Simon Hill. I'm not going to waste your time. Let's get into the topic today. Another day in America, another mass shooting. I hate making these videos. I do not say hit the like button and subscribe when it's time to talk about these topics. I'm not here to profit off of death, but I'm here to just bang on and talk about stupid ass Americans. Stupid ass Americans. And for the record, I'm an American. Born in Alabama, raised in Louisiana, from the South. Currently, I'm making this video in Istanbul, Turkey, and it's time to once again shit on stupid ass Americans and this stupid ass gun culture. Now, if you're an American watching this, and I have, my family, my friends, 90% of them are American, right? I'm not trying to talk about you individually, but anybody who is a part of this stupid gun culture where we worship the gun more than we worship God, or more than we worship, being alive and treating people well, or creating a culture or a society where people are treated with respect and dignity, and all you want to worry about is the stupid ass Second Amendment that was written by slave holding white supremacists, racists. Fuck you, suck my dick. I don't give a fuck about what you have to say, because we have 14 kids dead and a teacher in Texas, bro. Now, I've been saying for the past few weeks, since I came to a revelation years ago, that the Second Amendment and the gun culture in America is fucking stupid, and we need to change it. If you think this is impossible, you're a coward. If you think that it could never happen, you're a pussy. If you think that we can never get rid of the guns in this country, in America, you're an idiot, because we've done many great things as a country. Went to the moon, abolished slavery, beat Germany twice, rebuilt Japan after we nuked them. America, we could do anything. We're a great country. Despite what you may think of me, I actually do have some admiration and love for my country of origin, the US of A. But the gun culture is so fucking sick. It's so fucking sick and stupid, and we need to get rid of the guns, period. I'm so glad I'm in Turkey right now, because I've never felt safer. And yes, you can get a gun in Turkey, but it's very strict, very hard, very regulated. And most likely I don't have to worry about, if I do have my family here or my kids, them going to school and getting shot up, or them going to church and getting shot up, or them going to a supermarket and getting shot up. It's fucking stupid, bro. I'm at this point, I'm this close. I am very close to just burning my passport, renouncing my U.S. citizenship, because this is embarrassing that we act this way in front of the world. So let me not give my commentary. Let's actually read the news. Let's actually do something that the white supremacists, the racists, the right-wing nuts actually don't do. Read. Live updates. 14 students, one teacher dead in Texas elementary school shooting. Governor Greg Abbott, who announced the death toll, said the gunman was also dead. This is a picture from the scene. Police officers outside Robb Elementary School after a school shooting Tuesday in Uvalde, Texas. Dario Lopez. Once again, we hear about some small town that most Americans have never heard of. For example, I'm from Monroe, Louisiana. 99.9% of Americans have never heard of it. But this could happen anywhere. It could happen anywhere in America at any time. And that's why it's just not safe, bro. I don't know why anybody would want to live in this country, live in that country with such a culture. And for anybody who wants to watch my video and say, go back to Africa and all other types of racist stuff, I will. Trust me, I absolutely will. The right-wing nuts, the white supremacists, the racists, the stupid people who are obsessed with American gun culture, you can have America. America is so fucking trash right now. In fact, it started off trash, tried to get a little bit better, but continues to be trash because of our horrible traditions. So, yeah, I'm saying it right now. Fuck the US of A right now. I would never live there again. It is so fucking dangerous. You can have it. You can absolutely have it. Call me a coward, call me stupid, call me an idealist, call me whatever you want. But I'm, number one, not a Democrat. If anybody's watching this far, I'm not a Democrat. I don't subscribe to any ism or ideology in particular. I subscribe to common fucking sense and human decency. Let's continue. 14 children and a teacher were killed in a school shooting in Uvalde, Texas on Tuesday, Governor Greg Abbott said at a news conference. All right, a gunman walked into an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas on Tuesday afternoon and killed 14 children and a teacher, Governor Greg Abbott said at a news conference. Police officers are believed to have killed the gunman. Now, I want to pause right here because I have one more thing I have to say. I've seen already on 4chan and on other sites that they're passing around the picture of the shooter and he looks like he's a trans person, or he doesn't look like he fits the mold of one of theirs. So they're calling him all sorts of homophobic, transphobic names on the chat boards, right? And they're not saying that this is fake, right? Buffalo is fake. Buffalo was a psyop, but this is real because it's actually a trans person or a person that we don't like. So this definitely happened, and this definitely shows that the trans community is evil. This is not what I'm saying. This is what the right wing, these nuts on the boards are saying. My point here, I know exactly that the person who did this was probably not a white supremacist. And if he was or wasn't, it doesn't matter because the problem here is the gun culture. I've said many, many times, but you stupid motherfuckers don't listen to what the fuck I'm talking about. The biggest problem in the world, yes, is white supremacy. But the biggest problem in America is the stupid ass gun culture you stupid motherfuckers hold on to. This shit is dumb. This shit is embarrassing. This shit is sick. We continue to let our children, literal children, die in a school. And we have no common sense or decency to say that this needs to stop. The Second Amendment, the U.S. will not infringe on the right to bear arms to keep a well-regulated militia. That bullshit needs to go. It needs to go, period. And I know one day I'm probably going to get memed and called all sorts of monkey and nigger on all sorts of Chan sites and shit like that because of my views. But I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck because, number one, my life is great. I'm safe outside of America, living a cool ass life. I don't have to worry about going to a supermarket and getting shot up. I don't have to worry about going into an elementary school and getting shot up. You stupid motherfuckers in America got to worry about that. You dumb sons of bitches. So suck my dick. All of you. Anyway, this is dumb. This is really fucking dumb. The assailant was an 18-year-old man who abandoned his vehicle and entered the school with a handgun and possibly a rifle, Mr. Abbott said. He shot and killed horrifically, incomprehensibly, 14 students and killed a teacher, Mr. Abbott said. At a news conference on Tuesday afternoon, Pete Arredondo, police chief at the Uvalde Consolidated Independent School District, said that several adults and students had been injured. The school has students in the 2nd through the 4th grades, he said. At this point, the investigation is leading to tell us that the suspect did act alone during this heinous crime, Chief Arredondo said. Two children were killed, had died by the time they arrived at Uvalde Memorial Hospital. Adam Apinolar, the hospital's chief operating officer, said earlier in the afternoon. Their ages were not immediately released. This is so sad. It's so hard to read this without, tearing up a bit, because imagine if that were your children, you know what I mean? And to all the stupid people that are going to say, well, we need a good guy with a gun to stop the bad guys with guns. And I know people like Greg Abbott and all the other crazy right-wing nuts who control the politics in Texas are going to start saying we need to have armed security at all the schools. Bro, let me ask you this question, this simple question. Who are the good guys with the guns that stop all the mass shootings in Germany? Who are all the good guys with the guns that stop all the mass shootings in Turkey? Who are all the good guys with guns that stop the mass shootings in Canada, Egypt, France, Spain, China? Oh, you're right. There are no good guys with guns in those countries because those people don't have guns, you stupid son of a bitch. Those people do not have the right to have guns as willy-nilly as we do. We can get guns illegally, legally, super easy in the States, and this is why this continues to happen, and you stupid people will continue to say we need more good guys with guns to stop the bad guys with guns. But we continue to have mass shootings. Seems like most Americans don't do this, but where are they at when it happens? It's because that stupid idea doesn't make any sense. It's a fallacy. It's impossible for a good guy with a gun to neutralize all the bad guys with guns at any moment. You dumb, stupid sons of bitches. I hate you people so much. I'm sorry. I'm an absolute pacifist, but when I see this continue to happen, because we just had Buffalo, we've had many mass shootings of all different stripes who are not as heinous as this, but they're still just as bad because people get hurt. But I get so frustrated, feeling so embarrassed that I'm abroad in different countries all over the world, and people want to throw in my face all this shit that we do in America, right? It's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing. We should be ashamed of ourselves as a country that this culture is allowed to exist, that literally kills our children like they live in Yemen or something, right? We're America. We do that to other people's children, right? We drop bombs on other people's kids in Yemen and in Sudan and in Syria and Afghanistan. We don't kill our own kids, right? I guess not. We let that happen, right? Once again, I am not condoning violence. I'm just saying the hypocrisy of us as America. If we're going to be this hegemonic force in the world, let's actually take care of our people, because the rest of them really don't like us, right? So we need to make sure that we are enough to protect us from the eventual karma that will come from all the heinous atrocities we've committed abroad. However, I digress. Once again, I do not condone violence of any sort or any kind. I believe we should abolish the Second Amendment. I would never own a gun. I've surrendered all my weapons, and I do not think any state or society should sanction people having guns. All right, please watch my previous videos about the Second Amendment, but I will continue. All right, at this point, the investigation is leading to tell us that the suspect did act alone during this heinous crime, Chief Arredondo said. 2 children had died by the time they arrived at Uvalde Memorial Hospital. Adam Apanolar, the hospital's chief operating officer, said earlier in the afternoon. Their ages were not immediately released. Uvalde is a city of about 16,000 people, about 84 miles west of San Antonio. In an earlier update, the hospital said several students from the school, Robb Elementary, were being treated in the emergency room. All right, so the shooting at Robb Elementary is here. Middle of Texas, middle of nowhere, Texas, 16,000 people. That's crazy. Another hospital, University Health in San Antonio, said it had received 2 patients, a child and an adult, from the shooting. The adult is a 66-year-old woman and the child is a 10-year-old girl who were in critical condition, the hospital said in an update. That's sad. That's sad, man. That's really sad. Uvalde Consolidated Independent School District said on Twitter that there was an active shooter at the school around noon. The school district said it had designated the DeLeon Civic Center, about 1.5 miles from the school, as a reunification site for parents to pick up their children. So sad. You drop your kids off at school, next thing you know, you got to come back and they're in body bags or at the hospital. Let's look at some of the updates here. The shooting in Texas is the deadliest shooting at an elementary school since the one in Newtown, Connecticut, according to Everytown for Gun Safety, a nonprofit that advocates for gun control. The shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School in 2012 killed 20 first graders and 6 adults. No lie, when I heard about Sandy Hook the first time, I was still under the belief that Americans should have the right to bear arms, right? That we should have the ability to protect ourselves from other civilians or a tyrannical government. Yes, right-wing gun nut, I was once like you. I was once a lost soul. But I thought after Sandy Hook, we would at least have some meaningful change, stopping the gun shows where people can buy and trade weapons without really registering or without background checks. I thought things would get better, but, moving on, I graduated university like in 2013. So as I got older, I bought my first guns, but then as the mass shootings continued to happen, I had a change of heart and essentially sold all my weapons. I had an AK-47 and a .38 revolver, got rid of them after some mass shooting in Washington that I forgot about because there's been so many since then. And, the culture has not changed. And thank God I finally found the courage and the heart to get out of the States and see the world and open up my mind and broaden the possibilities. And I encourage you, if you're watching this far, to do this. Get your passport, number one. Get the opportunity to travel and see different places. And if you don't believe me that other places are safer than the U.S., go see for yourself. Absolutely see for yourself. If you're white watching this, the world is so golden for white people traveling abroad. Even if you're a black American watching this, have no fear. The rest of the world is here, and many places are safer for us. They may not like us, but it is absolutely safe because they cannot do what they do in America, like they did in Buffalo, like they did in Charleston, to us abroad. And I also want to say, if you have any friends from different countries, I want you to ask them. Call them up on Skype, call them up on WhatsApp, on Zoom, however you want to do it. Ask your friends who live in different countries anywhere else in the world what their gun laws are, and if they would want more people in their country having guns. Because I swear to God, in every place I've been, Tunisia, Serbia, Indonesia, Turkey, Qatar, many places, my passport is well tattooed. Every place I've been, I asked this question, honestly, and everybody has said, fuck no. Nobody wants more citizens in their country to have guns. They don't see it as a right. They don't see it as a deterrent for crime. They don't see it as a way to protect yourself. They see it as a way to make shit worse. And we as Americans need to acknowledge that. Maybe other people have better ideas than we do. We are fed in the states that we live in the perfect, most free, most safe nation in the world, but it's absolutely not fucking true. It's not fucking true. Because this shit keeps happening too regularly, and we allow it, and we accept it, and we tolerate it. But that's dumb. It's dumb. Robb Elementary School is 90% Hispanic, and its last day was this week. Let's just continue reading. Children boarded a school bus through a line of law enforcement officers after a shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas on Tuesday. A shooting on Tuesday at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas serves more than 500 students who are between 2nd and 4th grades, and where the last day of the school year had been scheduled for Thursday. The authorities have said that a gunman killed 14 students and one teacher at the school. Students between 2nd and 4th grades are generally between the ages of 7 and 10. About 90% of the students at the school, Robb Elementary, are Hispanic, according to district records, and almost all of the rest are white. Once again, if you're watching this far, whether or not this is a hate crime, it does not matter. The gun culture is the problem. You stupid motherfuckers who want to say shit. Somebody left a racist ass comment in my comment section the other day, and they basically were mimicking the speech patterns of a supposed American slave, saying, "Oh, Massa should be the only one with a gun." You know what? Before I even entertain the the moronic comments that I get, that a lot of you guys end up getting blocked and never posted, so you write these long racist diatribes and nobody ever sees them, so congrats to you. And by the way, I also noticed many people leave dislikes on my video. Please keep doing that because that really helps the algorithm. I really like it. The best thing for you guys to do would be to ignore me rather than post me on your white supremacist message boards, or to continue to come to my channel and direct me traffic, because my channel is going up. Subscribers are going up. Views are going up. It's a slow and steady grind. But as for the comment that said, I only want Massa to have the gun, you know what? I'll switch the word Massa for the state, right? I believe that the state should be the only one with legitimate means for force. Now, I do not think that the state should exercise force willy-nilly on its citizens and abuse them. No, I am not a fascist like you guys. I believe that if we have a true democracy where every person has a say in government, there are no limits on participation in government, the state will not act totalitarian and tyrannical. The state will not abuse people if the people are actually actively involved in creating the state, the democratic state. And also we need to get rid of lobbyists and also large corporations that have undue influence on the state. Do you understand what I'm saying here? In a true democracy, we do not need weapons to protect us from tyranny, because the tyranny will not happen if there's an actual democracy. And even if it does happen, for example, like in Egypt, which has a democracy to some extent, or any other state that you can think of where democratic means have been taken over by a top elite class, revolutions can still occur. Egypt has had many revolutions. Many other countries in the world regularly have revolutions to get rid of corrupt dictators and tyrannical states, but they don't have guns to do it, and they are successful in doing it, right? If there has not been a revolution in America since the first one to create the independence. Since then, everything has just been static, right? Because of many different factors. I would argue because of white supremacist terror, because of sexist dominion over women, because of the genocide of the Native Americans, right? America has never had a revolution because many factors want to keep the state as it is rather than changing tyrannical factors, right? For example, Jim Crow went on a lot longer because there were militias and paramilitary groups parading the South, parading the country as a whole, keeping people from exercising democratic rights like to vote, to protest, to send their children to the schools that they want to go to, etc. What I'm saying is the gun ownership in America has not kept government power in check when it is acting tyrannical. For example, when it has been oppressing minorities, it has done the opposite. The wide gun ownership, which is mostly held by those who have a vested interest in keeping power, white men. Not being racist, I'm not trying to target white men, but this is just the history of the nation. Many white men have a more vested interest in keeping the state as it is when it was 99.9% controlled by white men, rather than trying to make a more democratic society for all, where they would have a lesser majority in the wheels of power, if that makes sense. Okay? I hope that makes it very clear that we need a full democracy in America rather than we need gun ownership, period. Because this is not working. Whatever we're doing now, this is not cool. This is not cool. You guys can keep America. You can have it. You know, I'll only be back to visit. And if you guys want to shoot me up because I just tell you guys to put the guns down, go ahead, man. I don't care. I really don't care. I'm happily married now. Got my wife, and we're planning to travel the world, see many different countries, do a lot of cool stuff. I don't plan on going back to America and getting shot up at an elementary or shot up at a church or supermarket. You guys can have it. All right, that was enough of the tangent. Let's continue reading. A school district document in December listed the enrollment at 574 students and said that 87% of the students were economically disadvantaged. The document said that the school's attendance had declined and that many students were performing below standards, which is attributed in part to the COVID-19 pandemic and the school closures that it caused. All right, let's see what happened here. So these are updates from 31 minutes ago. President Biden will deliver remarks on the Texas school shooting Tuesday evening at 8:15. White House officials said the president is scheduled to return from a trip abroad at 7 p.m. and will address what officials called the horrific elementary school shooting from the Roosevelt Room as soon as he returns to the White House. I wonder if Biden will cry like Obama cried when Sandy Hook happened. And then nothing transpired after that. The Republicans or the right wing will stall on any sorts of federal gun control. The Democrats will back down because they're scared of the NRA and other right wing groups who threaten them, literally threaten them. Yo, we're being held in America by literal bullies. Like, these guys are bullies. Like, they're straight up saying, yo, if you take my guns, we're gonna tear this place up. Like, that's a threat, yo. That's like terroristic threats. Like, can we have a civil discussion about either making gun ownership so prohibitively hard and expensive that only very, very few people can have them, and we can see a decrease in the homicides, suicides, accidental deaths, and mass shootings? Or will we continue to be too pussy to stand up to the NRA, these right-wing extremists, and all other types of crazy people who are worshiping the gun, literally putting the gun barrel in their mouth and filleting it like it's a dildo? These people need to be defeated ideologically. These people need to be stood up against. We're not going to be bullied. We're not going to be bullied and continue to live in a state of constant fear and terror. That's what this is. That's what people need to realize. Instead of talking about we need more guns to protect ourselves from the crazies, how about you stop being crazy and put the guns down? America's a Christian nation, right? You think Jesus will walk around with an AR-15? You think Jesus will walk around with a 9mm? You think Jesus will be at the shooting range? Yo guys are sick. You guys do not live up to your creed. You're not ideologically consistent. You guys are gun worshiping motherfucking faggots. You guys want to put, I'm sorry for using the F word. I apologize for that. I'm just hype right now. You guys literally want to put the AR-15 up your anal cavity and just run rampant, like go ram shot. Like, it's sick, man. The gun worship in America is so fucking sick. Because people after this are going to say thoughts and prayers. We're deeply troubled by what happened. And then the Republicans, the right wing, will say, and by the way, I don't want to get into this Republican Democrat stuff because I'm neither. I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. I'm probably, if I was to define myself ideologically, I'm probably a far left wing anarchist. Right? I don't know, because I still believe in the state. I haven't really defined my ideology because I honestly don't care. I just want to see a state that, you know what, I can, you know what, I'm a globalist. I'm an absolute globalist because I said this before, and when I think about it, I believe that national borders create more trouble than they do good. I would like to see a world where people can travel, move, and live freely wherever they want. I would like to see a world where war is eventually abolished. I'm an absolute idealist, and I'm not afraid to express that. I am not one to think that what is politically expedient or possible is the only option. I start from my ideals and then work my way down as to what is politically possible. But I always start at the top, like in a negotiation. I'm selling my house for $500K. That's what I want. As we negotiate, maybe we can work down, but I'm not going to move far out of the range of the $500K, right? So, yeah. Anyway, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. Please don't leave stupid ass comments talking about I'm just a Democratic shill, because my biggest problem with America is that the Republicans and the Democrats have joined hands together for their military industrial complex to go bomb Yemeni children and to go kill innocent people in Syria with their drones and to do horrible things for many centuries against poor people, oppressed people of all different colors and races and stripes, not just black people, you stupid racist son of a bitch. I stand up also for white people. What America did in Serbia was wrong. What America did to Italy was wrong when they wanted to have a communist win their election and then they overturned that or made it impossible for him to win, or what they did in Chile. The list goes on. The list goes on. America has proven that white supremacy is not about actual white hegemony. It's actually just about power and destruction, and it's a death cult. I've said this before. Once again, I'm ranting, but please, anybody, attack my ideas, not just what you caricature my ideas to be because I happen to be black, or what you define as black. Anyway, I will continue. Let's just read a few more of these. Senator Chris Murphy, Democrat of Connecticut and an advocate for gun control legislation, said, "I think everybody here is going to be shaken to the core by this." He added, "I have no idea how a community deals with this. There's no way to do this well. Your community is never the same after this." Yeah, Chris Murphy, you're a pussy. You're a pussy. As a Democrat, if you're on the left, at this point, we shouldn't be scared of these NRA people. Say ban the guns, fuck the guns, suck my dick, NRA. That's what I would say. Once again, I am not advocating violence. Nobody do violence to anybody. Put the guns down. Stop hurting each other, please. Mr. Murphy, who represents the town devastated by the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting, said he was working to directly offer his condolences to the Texas senators. People in Texas have been through way too many of these, from El Paso to Sutherland Springs, he added. This is just a trail of horror that no state should ever have to go through. Representative Joaquin Castro of Texas said on Twitter that Uvalde is a wonderful, tight-knit community and that this is a parent's worst nightmare. The chief of the school district's police force, Pete Arredondo, told reporters that the shooting, which he described as a mass casualty incident, occurred at 11:32 a.m. We do have some deaths, he said, without specifying how many. The suspect did act alone during this heinous crime, he said. Former Representative Beto O'Rourke, a Democrat who is running for governor in Texas, said on Twitter that our broken hearts are with Uvalde. Our broken hearts are with Uvalde. Beto O'Rourke got some nuts. Beto O'Rourke got BDE because I remember during the Democratic primary, I think that was in 2016, he said, yeah, we're going to come for your assault rifles. Yeah, Beto, let's talk that talk. Yeah, come for them assault rifles. Take them. Take them, Beto. I love it. I love it. Governor Greg Abbott, pussy, said in a statement that the Texans are grieving for the victims of this senseless crime and for the community of Uvalde, adding that he had instructed several agencies to fully investigate this crime. Texans are grieving for the victims. Yeah. Greg Abbott is a Republican. He's not going to do shit to actually try to change the gun laws. He's probably going to advocate for more school police resource officers. Probably even actually loosen the gun restrictions in Texas, etc., etc. All right. And any other Republican here, like this guy, Senator John Cornyn. Okay, I can't read this dribble anymore. What are some new updates? I'm probably going to wrap up here. Okay. What are new updates? Do we have new updates here? All right. All right. Ryan Ramirez could not find his daughter, a fourth grader at Robb Elementary, when he showed up at the school and at a reunification point at a civic center. Nobody telling me anything, he told KSAT in San Antonio, adding, I'm trying to find out where my baby's at. So sad. Senator Mitch McConnell, oh God. The Republican leader tweeted that the shooting had left him horrified and heartbroken. Really, Mitch? Really, Mitch? You're horrified and heartbroken by the world you helped create? If you are on the right, if you are a conservative, if you are an American, we are somewhat responsible for this world that we created, because for too long, too many of us are stuck in the trap, the jail, the prison of orthodoxy and constitutional orthodoxy. It doesn't make sense. Let go of that stupid ass Second Amendment. Let go of the idea that Americanness is tied to guns. It does not make sense. This doesn't happen in any other country in the world. It's stupid. It's stupid and embarrassing. Let it go. Mitch McConnell, leave your dumbass Twitter statements to yourself. All right, the shooting in Uvalde follows one of the deadliest U.S. attacks this year, Buffalo. We all come back to Buffalo. So I'll end with this. Once again, guys, please, let's end the violence in America. Let's actually put the guns down. Thank you for watching this video if you're watching all this way. And once again, if you're a stupid-ass racist, white supremacist who's in my comments once again, who's going to say, you don't talk about Chicago. You didn't talk about the shooting in San Francisco or California where 13 people got killed. I'm over here chewing my tobacco in the back of my pickup truck, and I'm just watching your videos on YouTube calling you all types of monkeys and niggers and all types of stuff. But I'm just so pissed that I'm going to leave a long ass comment talking about how you just want to talk about racist white people and all these mass shootings trying to take my gun. Listen, buddy. Listen to me. I can't be racist. My wife is white. And secondly, I have no problem with white people. I have no problem with generally American culture. I'm as American as you. Very American, actually. As I've traveled the world, I start to see that I'm very, very American. But the gun culture is a problem, because not only are black children dying, which I am very, very troubled by, and also many black people have died by senseless gun violence, but also many white people, many Americans. Believe it or not, whether you want to accept it, I view myself as an American first, and then probably as a black American, right? It's just that the world wants to treat me like a black person first, rather than as an American. I don't have the same luxury as you when I go abroad. Or even when I'm in the States, right? So I want the gun violence to stop for black people, for white people, for Hispanics, for everybody, because it is killing us, literally killing us, okay? So don't just think I'm over here trying to bash on white people or bash on, guys like you. I have no problem with guys like you. I grew up with guys like you. I'm friends with guys like you. And I actually sympathize and empathize with you guys, because a lot of you guys have just been lied to your entire life, and it's really sad. And you're probably very disaffected, messed up because we live in a country that doesn't have a lot of economic opportunity, and it makes it very hard for people to rise up and be above. So it's easier to blame it on the immigrants or black people or whoever or women, whatever, rather than it is actually to, you know, uh, just to be a good person and not hate. You know what I mean? So uh, I'm saying this. The point of all my messages is because I care about Americans. I want this world to be a better place, and I don't want to hear about children dying in a school. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's really dumb. All right. So thank you for watching. My name is Simon Hill, and peace.